Here's what went down on Wednesday, August 6th, 2025, on Beyond the Gates. When Derek got friend-zoned for the second day in a row, Bill decided murder was fine as long as it was for the family, and Andre had a revelation. On Beyond the Gates, Ashley left Naomi a lengthy voicemail, rattled over the talk she had had with Jan about the stable Derek and flighty Andre. After Ashley hung up, Andre arrived at her door, answering her summons. She thanked him for their trip to Paris, but fumbled her way to saying she didn't think they should see each other anymore, not that they were actually dating. Andre was confused until Ashley admitted that she was afraid of getting hurt. "Right, because I'm the heartbreaker who's on a mission," Andre replied. Andre conceded that he'd been spending time with another lady, but that it wasn't that deep. Ashley declared that Andre might consider making smarter choices, a stance that Andre resented. He wanted to know why Ashley was suddenly friend-zoning him. Andre was surprised to hear that Ashley had told an opposing Jan about us. Ashley said there could never be an us. Andre sussed out that Jan had sent up all kinds of flares about his womanizing past and asked Ashley what her own opinion of him was. Ashley took Andre's hands and extolled his many positive attributes, including the fact that he believed in her. It was just that he wasn't the kind of guy who could put down roots. Andre opined that perhaps he hadn't had a reason to, and that Ashley might be that reason. They shared their first kiss, after which Ashley brought up Andre's lady friend. "I want what she's not willing to offer," Andre confessed. When he was ready to have a conversation with her, Ashley reminded Andre that she hadn't even made up her own mind about him. But it was now clear to Andre that he indeed wanted a commitment, even if it ultimately wasn't with Ashley. Ms. Morgan asked for some time to think about things. At Orphe Jean's, Chenise was on the phone gossiping about Leslie having shown up at the Articulettes concert. "All of the wigs and none of the common sense," the nurse supervisor giggled. Derek entered, and Chenise immediately notified him that they would only ever be friends. While Chenise concurred that she had wanted to see where things led with him, there had also been the intent to make Ashley jealous, and Chenise didn't want that interfering with her job. "I'm too good to play games like that," came Chenise's declarative statement. Derek saw that his plot to inspire jealousy in Ashley had been immature, and Chenise had no desire to be the crumbs off somebody else's plate. Hoping they could start over, Derek suggested to Chenise that they at least continue their friendship. "Well, a flirty pal is a terrible thing to waste," Chenise decided, agreeing to have dinner with him. Chenise noted that Derek wasn't over Ashley yet, and that he needed to heal from that relationship before seeking out another one. Andre passed Chenise as she exited. Derek accused him of moving in on my girl like 2 seconds after we broke up, as he made his own exit. Haley was on a mysterious phoner, asking the caller for help in light of an emergency. Mrs. Hamilton was grateful for the person agreeing to assist, but just as she was telling them that no one could know, Caroline entered with files and overheard. When Caroline observed how serious Haley's call had sounded, Haley lied that she was planning a surprise party for Bill's birthday. "His birthday isn't until October," Caroline relayed. Haley contended she was getting an early start, and pivoted to saying she forgave Caroline for leaving the box of files out for the pregnant Haley to trip over. Caroline felt awful until Haley assured the assistant that she was fine, even if the overprotective Bill was whisking her to a doctor first thing in the morning. Haley took Caroline up on her offer to help with the party, and Caroline saw a full circle in Haley, now creating a family when she hadn't had one of her own. "I can hardly believe it's actually happening," Haley said through a smile. Dani was annoyed that Pamela was late for their meeting at Uptown. When Pamela saw Dani's empty martini glass, she said she'd thought Dani was cutting back her alcohol intake. Pamela agreed to a 3-martini think tank session anyway, during which Dani asked if Pam knew anything about Ashley. When Pamela heard that Ashley and the hunky firefighter had uncoupled, Pam thought Dani was interested in Derek, given her recent proclivity for younger men. Dani reported that it was Ashley who was interested in Andre. "She couldn't handle that level of sexiness," Dani said of Ashley. "She would burst into flames, and not in a good way." Dani respected Ashley for how she'd cared for Bill while he was hospitalized with his stroke, but the former model found the caregiver safe and comforting. Pamela smirked at Dani's concern for her daughter's best friend. Dani asserted that the hardworking Ashley deserved a good man, just not hers. "I hate sharing," she proclaimed. "How's Bill?" Pamela asked, when she wondered what had distracted Dani to the point that Ashley had gotten Andre's attention. At first, Dani held that she was done with Bill, but when Pamela didn't believe her, Ms. Dupree copped to the residual feelings she still carried for the man, though she added that she was beginning to accept their divorce. Bill had moved on, Dani acknowledged, and she refused to speak Haley's name while describing her using a slew of uncomplimentary adjectives. "Haley," Mrs. Hamilton corrected, as she walked into Uptown and heard. "The name is Haley." Dani scoffed. Haley didn't appreciate the slurs, or being treated as if she weren't in the room. When Haley crowed that she had worked hard to get where she was, Dani countered, "You call spreading those little ankle-free tree trunks for a man old enough to be your peepaw work?" Haley spat that Bill couldn't keep his hands off of her and went on about how she and Bill were meant to be, just like their baby. Dani laughed that Haley wasn't showing. Haley sneered that new life was springing from Dani's replacement. "While you dry up and flake away." Pamela was barely able to stop Dani from rising and assailing her rival. Haley laid it on thicker, telling Dani how useless she was. Finally, when Haley decried how much it hurt being told her baby wasn't real, Dani reiterated her assertion that Haley was faking and told Haley it was time to end the charade. Suddenly, Haley appeared to be in pain. Pamela was concerned, but Dani conveyed what a bitch karma could be. When Haley ran to the ladies' room, Pamela wondered if Haley truly had been in pain. Dani crowned Haley a drama queen and was certain that nothing was wrong with the new Mrs. Hamilton. Pamela had to leave for a meeting but got real and ascertained that Dani would never be able to forgive herself if something actually happened to Haley's child. After Pamela departed, Dani's eyes widened at the sight of an agonized Haley staggering out of the bathroom with blood on her hands and clothes. Bill finished a call with Tomas, leaving him a detailed list of tasks he was to do in Bill's absence. Bill was supposed to be on his way to the airport, but there had been a mix-up between drivers. Naomi strolled in asking her father, "Have you had anyone murdered lately?" Bill tried to play off the accusation, but Naomi revealed that she had been told everything about Kenneth and his dubious death. Naomi maintained that racist scumbag, as Bill called him, was still a human being, and she was horrified that her own father could order a hit as casually as he ordered dinner. Naomi balked at Bill's claim that he had been trying to save the Duprees, since, to her, he had turned his back on that family when he'd taken up with Haley. Father and daughter argued over the divorce. Then Bill impressed upon Naomi that Kenneth had stalked Martin's kids, which had required a swift response. "So you became judge, jury, and executioner," Naomi admonished. The elder lawyer was glad that Naomi had retained what she had been taught about justice and goodness, but imparted that evil had to be dealt with head-on. If Naomi was again going to turn her back on Bill for it, he said, then she needed to be prepared to shun Vernon, Anita, Martin, and even Dani and Nicole as well. After Bill's health crisis, Naomi was loath to freeze Bill out a second time. He wanted to turn the conversation to Naomi's coming half-sibling. Naomi asked if her ex-friend and current stepmother was showing yet, prompting Bill to mention that Haley actually wasn't. When Bill's tone changed, Naomi got him to reveal that Haley had fallen. Naomi understood Bill's concern and promised that, despite hating Haley with the white-hot intensity of a million suns, she had nothing against Haley's innocent baby. Bill owned how difficult it had been for Naomi when he'd married her one-time best friend. Naomi didn't want to be reminded of that connection. She already felt guilty for being the one to bring Haley into Bill's life. Bill apologized for overstepping after he expressed the hope that Naomi and Haley could one day resume their friendship. Naomi kissed Bill on the cheek in response to his saying that he loved her. Later, Ashley was staring at a picture of Derek when Naomi stopped by, having gotten Ashley's message. Ashley frantically tabled the subject of Andre and wanted to know how Naomi was doing. Naomi recounted her discussion with her father and was even more aware that his on-the-way baby was going to change his life forever. Ashley remarked that Naomi hadn't seemed to reconsider having children herself. Naomi still chose not to be a mother and predicted that Bill would follow societal norms and have Haley stay home to raise their child, the way Dani had been expected to give up her modeling career to be a mom. Ashley went silent when Naomi reported that Haley was going to have another ultrasound after her lamentable fall. Naomi knew her friend was holding back and demanded that she share. Ashley thought back to being told that Haley hadn't had a first ultrasound. Naomi persisted when Ashley muttered that she didn't know anything. "Hey babes, welcome back to Gossip Delight. It's your girl Daisy, and trust me, today's tea is scorching, steamy, and absolutely unmissable. Buckle up, because we're diving straight into the drama." Here are your spoilers for Beyond the Gates on Thursday, August 7th, 2025. Oh baby, Haley's little misstep and subsequent fall are going to turn this story on its head. Haley is out at Uptown when she develops severe pain and bleeding, something that could indeed be hard to fake. Is this a sign that something is very wrong with the baby? Dani is first on the scene, but also the last person that Haley wants anywhere near her, and she's not subtle in telling her that. In Thursday's episode, Dani rushes into action during an emergency. Fake or not, baby or not, answers will soon be had, and who is Bill going to believe? His wife or his ex-wife? Ashley and her bestie Naomi always have the best conversations that lead to more questions being asked than answered, and this time isn't going to be any different. In Thursday's episode, Naomi gets some troubling info from Ashley. Ashley knows that Haley did not get an ultrasound for her baby, and several details of her story about her pregnancy don't add up, like the timeline and where she's on it, symptoms not lining up, etc. Ashley is starting to believe that there may be something to the suspicions that Dani had and told her about. What will Naomi make of it? Will she go to her father with this information? Or like any soap, sit on it? Because where would the fun be if people didn't get up in arms about things they should have known about? LOL. All the attention has been on the Articulates and their reunion concert, June and her sister, etc., that we have almost forgotten that there was a murder recently, and the investigation into this is still ongoing. Jacob knows there is much more going on, and that he's on the precipice of discovering things best left alone. Best left alone for people like his father, Elon, his friend Smitty, and the Dupree family. In Thursday's episode, Elon makes a decisive move in the Stance Park murder investigation. Elon needs this shut down and fast, but loose ends always have a way of becoming entangled. Plus, Derek and Chenise have their own epiphanies in the Wednesday, August 6th episode. Andre, the former jet-setting Playboy photographer, has realized he wants a grounding and a real relationship. He wants it all, and he doesn't feel like he'll get that from Dani, but he could from Ashley or someone else. Also, in the Wednesday, August 6th episode of Beyond the Gates, Derek attempts to move on from Ashley by approaching Chenise at Orphe Jeans. Chenise has a few things to tell Derek that he may or may not want to hear. Just when Dani realizes she doesn't want to share Andre, shortly after taking their relationship public, Andre has an epiphany about what he wants in a relationship. He wants something real and with roots, a relationship where the two people can grow together and be each other's safe space. When he's with Ashley, he feels important. He feels like he matters. The other epiphany he has is that he realizes he needs to talk to Dani before he can go any further with Ashley. It felt more like he knew he needed to break things off with Dani because she could never give him what he wanted. They are in two different spaces right now. She still has residual feelings for Bill, and she's still dealing with the trauma of that divorce. Plus, she keeps telling him over and over that she'll be fine if he chooses Ashley. But the way she talked today, we're not so sure anymore. Meanwhile, Andre is in a place where he's tired of the jet-setting, woman in every port existence. He wants more. Honestly, it feels like it's too soon for Derek to even approach Chenise. He just put his heart on the line again for Ashley, and she kicked his heart right back to him. And then the next second, he's coming up to Chenise at Orphe Jeans. It's too soon, but he realizes that Chenise was this bright light in his life. So can you blame him for wanting to see if a relationship with her is a possibility? Thankfully, Chenise is more mature and thoughtful about the whole thing. She realizes that she doesn't want to play games, and she wants peace at work because Ashley, who reports to her, is throwing all kinds of attitude towards Chenise, her boss. So she's being the bigger person and removing herself from the situation. Derek, however, wants to at least see if they can be friends. Chenise tells him the whole making Ashley jealous game was stupid, and he agreed. He doesn't know why he ever did that in the first place. It looks like it's going to be the friendship zone for these two. At least for now, which is probably the wisest move. However, there has to be potential for more down the line, because Derek is as bright as Chenise when he's with her in a way he never was with Ashley. Next on BTG, Haley asks for a mysterious favor. Pamela puts Dani on the spot. Naomi clashes with Bill over his involvement with Joey. The Beyond the Gates What to Watch moments for Wednesday, August 6th, 2025, tease difficult moments for core characters. Haley is seeking a favor. Naomi will clash with Bill about his involvement with Joey. Meanwhile, Pamela will put Dani on the spot. Haley needs a favor from someone. Who is this mysterious person? And why does she need a favor? The BTG spoilers for August 4-8 tease that she will end up in a medical crisis. Does this favor have something to do with her pregnancy? Always the good friend, Pamela will put Dani on the spot. It's not the kind of spotlight that Dani wanted to find herself. This will likely test their friendship. What good is a best friend if they can't call you out? What will Dani do when this happens? Meanwhile, Naomi will clash with Bill over his involvement with Joey. His association with Joey will cause yet another rift between the father and daughter duo, whose relationship has already suffered. Now Bill is getting involved with Joey, who is the last person you should get involved with. Naomi is concerned about Joey's questionable character and extracurricular activities. There are also lingering questions about Bill's past dealings with Joey. Is this going to cause the family more stress and money? Hopefully, Naomi will set Bill straight. Haley's setting up her fake miscarriage, isn't she? In the Tuesday, August 5th episode of Beyond the Gates, Doug quit his job as a cardiac surgeon at the hospital. He is in total denial about the mess he's made. Meanwhile, Nicole flirted with Carlton as they got to know each other even more. Ashley's mom showed how much she doesn't want Andre in her daughter's life. Dani warned Andre about getting too involved with such an unseasoned girl like Ashley. Vanessa defended her decisions to Joey, and Haley began to set up her fake miscarriage. Doug's logic is twisted. He thinks he can blackmail Joey Armstrong and live on Easy Street. It's probably a good thing that he quit the hospital because he currently doesn't take any pride in his work, although he exhibits an overly arrogant sense of self. He's in major denial. He's messing up during surgeries, and he doesn't treat his patients or the surgeries with the importance that he should. And instead of opening up to Ted about the cause of his spiraling, he just clams up and acts like the victim. Is it the fact that Doug can't handle his wife's extracurricular activities with Joey? That he can't handle what Vanessa had to do to protect him and save him from having to pay back the dangerous casino owner? Why does he think he can get one over on Joey? Vanessa and Doug have a phone conversation while Doug is in his car. Bad choice because Joey bugged Doug's car, and now he knows Doug will attempt to blackmail him. Where does Doug think this is all going to lead? Haley knows that Bill is about to travel to Atlanta for the day, and then he'll be back that night. It's the perfect time to set up the end of her fake pregnancy. And now we see the looks on her face. She isn't pregnant at all. This was all for attention or for revenge or for some reason that we're not privy to yet. At Bill's law office, she brings in breakfast and then proceeds to trip and fall flat on her face. But she insisted on not going to the doctor, which is such a red flag, because that looked like one doozy of a fall. Bill attempted to make her go. He even set up an appointment for the next morning. Bill wants to be at that doctor's appointment. He wants to look at the ultrasound himself and make sure that the baby is all right. Yeah, Haley's going to have to work fast if she's going to pull this off. She already had to manufacture an ultrasound. Don't think lightning will be able to strike twice this time around. How long do you think it will be before we learn Haley's motivations behind all of this subterfuge, including how she infiltrated the Hamiltons' lives and embedded herself behind Fairmont Crest gates? Next on BTG, Dani rushes into action. Elon makes a decision. Naomi gets some concerning information from Ashley. The Beyond the Gates What to Watch moments for Thursday, August 7th, 2025. Tease dramatic moments. Dani helps out in an emergency situation. Naomi gets troubling info from Ashley. Elon makes a move in the Stance Park murder investigation that could change everything. Is Dani the one person you want on your side during an emergency? On Thursday's episode, she will have to spring into action, and her limits will be tested. But who is calling for help? Does this have something to do with Haley's pregnancy? The BTG spoilers suggest that she will end up in trouble. While that's nothing new for Dani, we can't wait to see how the cards fall and how she'll deal with the drama this time. Meanwhile, Elon will have to make a move in the Stance Park murder investigation. Will this decision have to involve his flesh and blood? Jacob followed in Elon's footsteps by becoming a police officer. It's possible that this decision will come with regret. It's not easy to have to dig for dirt and clues when all roads start leading to people you know and love. Naomi is already having a bad week. Now, she will be hit with more bad news. Ashley will share some troubling information that could tip Naomi over the edge. She will likely share some bad news regarding her relationship with Derek. We're interested in seeing where this goes, especially considering where things stand between them. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.